So, what we're going to cover today is pretty straightforward. It's going to be the question of social media versus websites. Which is better? Which is superior? Which one should you give your attention to? And spoiler alert, you should be on both, okay? But we're going to track the pros and cons and be able to answer the questions as follows. Which is more effective? Which is going to cost less? Which has the greater reach? Which is more engaging? Which is easier to use? And which one should I choose for my business? And so by the end of the webinar, I want you to have a total understanding of the pros and cons of social media and websites, and then an actual tactical understanding of how you can execute on the information that you've been given today, and again, answers to your questions. So let's kick it off by talking about social media. There's a lot of good to be said about social media. And it's as follows. Basically, the entire population of the world currently, the billions of people on this planet, are engaged in social media to some extent. And I'm going to show you the statistics that prove that. Right now, 4.5 billion people have access to some level of social media. Now, that includes children and adults. My 7-year-old daughter has Messenger Kids. Parents monitor it, etc. But she, as a 7-year-old, is on social media. So people all over the world have access to social media and are able to access your business via social media. If you're coming to us from a North American audience, and many of our customers are in the United States, 79% of Americans have a social media profile. Okay, and again, this is the total population from babies all the way on to elderly people have access and are using an active social media profile. So some of the pros, I'm just going to click through them. It's a globally accepted medium of communication, and it's free. But there's some caveats to that we're going to trace out in a minute. Social media also has a massive potential to scale. If you are on TikTok, you've seen the TikToks that go viral and that rack up 5 million views in just a matter of a few hours. Social media has the ability to scale. It also provides you with insights to your audience. You can identify gender, income level, type of occupation, employment, location, and that helps you as you develop your marketing strategy to reach certain demographics. Also, social media allows for organic content creation. What I mean by that is simply updating and informing your audience with branded content in your voice, with your tone about what you want to tell them. And then finally, and this is one of the most important aspects of social media, in my opinion, in my experience, is it allows brand building and loyalty. So once you have a business, you have a presence, those people that frequent your business or purchase your products and services are going to want to follow you on social media, and you can keep them engaged by posting organic content. So there's a lot of positives to be said. And we have a GetResponse. We have hundreds of people. We have a social media team, and we ask them for their input and to provide some of their perspective on some social media tips. Habib, I'll let you take it away with that.
Yeah. Thanks, Daniel. One of the great things is Daniel and I both have in our past experience worked in social media a little bit. We both, as he alluded to, use it personally. So we know kind of the role that it plays in people's lives, like personally and professionally, actively and passively. So there are a lot of great perks to it. I mean, obviously we know a lot of the downsides as well, but we're going to go over all of that. And so Fotini, who is on our social media team, we were speaking to her earlier, and the thing that she said to us was like, if you don't test, you'll never know. And that's true on a lot of your marketing. Like, you need to test things. It gives you information. It gives you a feedback loop. You learn about yourself, your brand, your audience. And so, it sounds cliche, but it's absolutely true. You always want to keep an eye on your competition and see what they're doing. It doesn't mean replicate them. It doesn't mean copy them, but you always want to be privy to just kind of what's in the ether, what are people up to, and it might spark your own creativity, actually. So it's like, it's good to see what's bringing them good results, find sources of inspiration, and never be afraid to try new things, because things that start trending, they started somewhere, it wasn't always there. So trying new things, you never know what you might catch on to. And so, as she said, the worst case scenario is you find out what type of content your audience actually doesn't like, which information, always great. So everyone out there, including us, is testing and experimenting. You should always keep that in mind. And so another member of our social media team, Taylor, who's actually based over in the United States, touches on some of the same points, but, really figuring out the channels your audience is most active on, because depending on your business, depending on the people that you're selling to, catering to, marketing to, they might be heavily involved in Facebook. Maybe it's LinkedIn, maybe it's Instagram. Maybe they're even using TikTok, who knows? So, as marketers ourselves, we want to be active wherever possible. And we often can spread ourselves too thin, as we know. That's why we're going through a lot of this today, so you don't try and do everything all at once. And we're going to give you some very relatable, approachable tips as well. But digging in and figuring out what social media channels drive the most results based on this target audience that you're going to have is absolutely where you should begin. From there, you use your time to create engaging content for a limited number of channels that work best for you. So you prevent limiting your energy and spreading yourself too thin, which is not good in any walk of life.
Social media it's a good thing, right? And we're not here to throw social media under the bus, but we do need to inform you of some of the downsides of social media. And some of these are apparent to you already. I mean, we're in a culture right now that's talking about Meta and talking about Zuckerberg and talking about the societal impact that social media has, not just on culture, but on our mental health. But what I want to trace out here is how this actually applies to your business. Okay, so if you are trying to market your business using social media, great. But I'm sorry, you don't own Facebook. Okay, and the issue here that I want to address is at any given point in time, Facebook can change the algorithm, and suddenly your organic reach goes from woohoo, I'm building an audience to oh no, nobody's seeing my stuff. And that can be a little bit disappointing. So keep in mind that you don't own these channels, okay? You are participating in a channel that's owned by a corporate entity. Also, social media takes time. I mean, here at Get Response, we have an entire social media team, okay? People who spend their entire career curating, creating, posting, and engaging with our audience on social media. So there is a lot of time and work commitment here. Also, I alluded to this, but organic reach can suck. Okay, you take all this time, you build all these assets, graphical or otherwise, and suddenly, boom, you're reaching 2 people. Okay, and that can be a little bit disappointing. So keep in mind the organic reach potential. Also, social media is wide open for anybody to participate in. Okay, so if your brand has haters, if your brand has naysayers, they can say what they want to say about your business. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it, right? And every year this happens where there's some sort of scandal. Some corporations, some businesses rocked by scandal when somebody, I don't know, a whistleblower or somebody tweets something that's not commendatory, and things hit the fan, things go bad, and you open yourself up to that type of liability. Also,
right.
To get results, you got to spend some time on it. Habib, go for it.
No, I mean, I was going to just jump on exactly what you said. I mean, you've said it in a nutshell already, but basically it's not free and you don't own it, because these are for-profit companies running social media. We all love social media, keeping up with our friends and family, even brands that we enjoy and want to see what their latest releases are. But at the end of the day, they're changing these algorithms constantly, not only to get people to have to engage and invest more time, but to invest more money. And so that's just something to always keep in the back of your mind. And it doesn't mean that they're evil or negative or bad, even though there are those things that we've alluded to. But you are dealing with something that's not just so whimsical as it was in its early stages.
Yeah, it's true. And especially to your point, to your point about the free versus paid, in order to get real kick-ass results, they want your money. Okay, so you're gonna have to pay for reach, you're gonna have to pay for ads, etc., and that does cost something. So whereas social media has the potential to keep an audience engaged and to keep your followers, interested in your brand, in order to expand that reach and to generate new leads, it requires spending money. Okay, so there's the long and short of it. There's the pros and cons, and I do want to make sure that we cover though, what about websites, okay? Because there's the potential to reach another brand, another component of your audience using websites. So I'm going to kick it over to you, Habib. Talk about this.
Thanks. So, as I mentioned earlier, Daniel and I both have backgrounds in social media, but we also have a lot of experience dealing with websites as well. And, neither one of us knows any coding or anything like that. But when you work in marketing or even work with different businesses, chances are you get to know a little bit about websites. So, the cool thing about it is that you own it, you control it, you manage it, it's there for you. You can get into it anytime you want, make any kind of changes you want. And the cool thing is you can generate revenue from it. You think about the businesses that you like the most, usually their website is very representative of who they are and what they're offering, and they give you a direct line to doing business with them. So in this way, you can build massive organic traffic, because when you think about it, when you Google something, you don't get a list of Facebook pages, you get a list of websites, and that's how you're finding things. And it makes it very local, regional, and global, and so that way you can reach people all over. You can publish, produce, and create whatever you want, whenever you want, kind of like we alluded to, like if you have this great idea, this flash of inspiration in the middle of the night, you can't really put anything on social media about that because nobody's probably there, but you can always do something on your website and it's going to be there for people to discover the next day. So it's 100% customizable, which is really fantastic. And, your website kind of is a reflection of who you are, your personality and your brand's personality. And so that really helps you build credibility and thought leadership and trust with your audience, which is a huge thing, especially as more and more people are going online. We're all here, marketers, but we're also consumers. And you want to do business with people you trust and that you see high quality in. So website also gives you a destination for advertising. And this creates a bit of a loop with social media, as we're going to get into a little bit later. And you can conduct essential business services. You can talk directly to a customer based on your website. Like, you can have chat windows where they can ask you questions. You can have your contact information there, email, phone number, however you decide to conduct your business. But it's giving basically a portal for you directly to your audience and from them directly to you as well.
Yeah. I shared some data around the reach of social media and how that works, but I want to also give you some insights into websites. Okay, when I was doing some research on this kind of blew my mind. Now, I don't want to get into the weeds on all these numbers, right? But what I want you to focus on with this is that light colored shade of blue that says organic social at the very top. That's 5%. Okay, what this pie chart is displaying is the amount of visitors who will come to your website based on how you're expanding in different channels. So Facebook, there's Instagram, there's TikTok, there's LinkedIn. But the big orange is search engine optimization, people actually searching. There's paid, obviously, that comprises in this chart 15%, but a small sliver of your visitors are coming to you from social media. I'm going to drive the point home with another pie chart. Again, what we see here, that red sliver of the pie, 6.4% of your audience is coming to you from social media channels. That's all social media channels combined. The vast majority of the traffic that you will generate for your business is coming from alternate methods, most significantly search. In other words, people are Googling for stuff, okay? And in case the point is not clear enough, I'm gonna show one more chart, and this will make it crystal clear. This shows all the industries. Okay, whatever industry you're in, it's probably somewhere in one of these dozen categories. But most of the traffic sources, the vast majority of the traffic sources are search, okay? That's the purple. Take your eyes and try to look at the red, okay? The sliver of red that goes at the kind of its third pretty much in every chart, in every bar. That's social, okay? So just for comparison's sake, we're looking at social versus website. If you're looking for eyeballs, if you're looking for an audience, if you want to grow your following, the website is where it's at. Simply, I'm not trying to sell you anything. It just is what it is. The numbers don't lie.
Yeah, it's where, it might sound like a bit of a joke, but it's true. Like 100% of people who are online. Not 100% of people who are online are on social media.
Yeah. We polled some of our our in-house experts, Mihal being one of them, head of content marketing partnerships, and he shared with Habib and I this anecdote about how he was searching for a kindergarten, right, for his son. And he's going through this search, and when he was searching, they found the kindergartens that they wanted to explore further by finding their websites. Okay. And then once they selected those particularly, narrowed down their selection of kindergartens, it was at that point that they went to social media to find out what was going on within these particular institutions. So Mihal didn't start with social media. He started with search. And he says this: if you have to choose between your own website and social media, choose both. Because, and this is coming from his direct experience in finding a kindergarten, if you are trying to find something, then both the website and the social media account are going to have a place in the customer's journey. And he's making a point here that an SEO optimized website is a great source of new customers. So some lucky kindergarten in Poland now has Mihal's child based on the fact that their website was optimized for Mihal's search. But now that lucky kindergarten also has Mihal's attention on social media, because he's keeping up with them now to keep engaged with what the events are and how things are going and get to know the teachers and see the pictures. So his final sentence is: this applies whether you're running a small e-commerce shop, kindergarten, or a consulting business. Another one of our residence expert, Oscar, said this: it is imperative that every business have a website. Okay, now Oscar is no neophyte in the marketing world. In fact, he's in Lisbon right now at the Web Summit, which is very popular. And he's right. He wrote this on the floor of the Web Summit. He said, you have got to have a website. Obviously, social media presence is important, but the real success lies in combining both, okay? Your website is the face of your business, and you, as the owner of the medium, have full control over it, as Habib was saying, how it looks, how it presents to your target audience, and he's emphasizing this again, your properly managed website can give you visibility in search engines, okay? So that, again, he's echoing what Mihal said. They didn't compare notes prior to this. That's where you meet your future customers and establish the thought leadership you need for your business to thrive in a very competitive digital landscape. So a lot to be said about the benefits of websites, but okay, we want to be truly transparent that there are some potential downsides.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing about websites, and I have some personal experience with this from way back in the days, they can be expensive. And, you know, as we know, they can break. If you don't know coding, they can definitely break, and that leads to even more expenses. And you need people who know how to fix it. You know, might be that it's happening at a very urgent time, and so they can charge you even more. So it's something just to keep in mind. And that goes back into maintaining it. So, you know, a lot of times in the past, it would take a long time to design and develop and code, and websites just seemed very cumbersome and daunting, you know, and that led them being complicated and technical. That's why a lot of people out there made their career out of building people websites and creating them for them. So, and the problem is, even if you put all this time and energy and even money into a website, you might not see it getting any traffic, and then you're not feeling too good about that. But the cool thing is, and one of the big reasons why we are here today, is to share with you guys some solutions to all of these points.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to kind of ping off what Habib said about websites being a little bit intimidating. And I totally feel this, okay? Because as Habib said, Habib and I, we started our careers, right, in copywriting, okay? So we are content creators. And for a long time, it was just me and a keyboard and writing articles, okay? So coding, I know it not, okay? In fact, just the other day, somebody said, hey, can you help me create a page in my website? And I said, well, what CMS are you using? And they're like, Webflow. And I was like, I've seen Webflow ads. It looks easy. It looks simple. And I went with Webflow, and I was very disappointed. It was so complicated. And that is, if somebody handed me two options, okay, hey, you can market your business on Facebook or you can market your business on website. I'm just going to kind of choose the Facebook thing because it's so easy, right? But thankfully, we were able to cut through a lot of this complexity and create a product that we believe is going to solve most of the problems. Okay. So let's talk solutions real quick. Both, again, are necessary, both social media and websites. And we're going to recommend that you start with a website. Don't completely neglect social media, but don't waste so much of your time on social media that you are completely forsaking this massive potential for traffic. And Habib and I, we want to show you how easy it is to create a website. Okay, we're going to cut through a lot of that complexity. So
yeah. I mean, the cool thing is, as we were talking about earlier, it used to be very complicated and even expensive. Well, the cool thing is now it's free. We offer at GetResponse a free forever option where you can create your own website. You don't need to know HTML, HTTP, any other acronyms that we don't know anything about. Like, I have zero coding experience, and I now know how to create a website. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And as somebody who is very, very new to this, as we've learned a lot of our audiences for here, and that's a great comment right there. Nothing is free. It costs time. Time actually is a very, very valuable resource. And that's why we're hoping to show you that the website creator that we have actually doesn't take a whole ton of time. I mean, obviously, anything that has quality, which you want to have quality in all things you do, will take some time. You want to spend some energy. You want to do a little bit of research. You don't want to just snap your fingers and have it done, because you're not going to feel like you own it. It's not going to feel as authentic. So, but it's not going to be a big giant time suck as it used to be. That's for sure. So, if we are ready to move on, I am actually going to take y'all through a pretty quick tutorial. I'm going to show y'all kind of what you can do with our website creator. We're not going to go like step by step on how to do everything today. We have some other tutorials on that on our lovely blog and in our resource center on our website. And we'll have more about that in some episodes to come. But if you follow me, we're going to go on over here. All right, here we go, y'all. This is inside the GetResponse dashboard. I'm going to go over here up to the left where it says menu and click on website builder. I'm going to show y'all inside a website that I created just a little bit earlier, and then we'll come out of it and go through the steps together. So here we go. I click on the one I want to look at and then edit website, and you're going to see just quickly made a few elements here. Based on a coffee kind of tea shop, you know. This is our header or headline 1, where you'll maybe want to put your shop name or something really catchy and inviting. Little something engaging here. This is what I alluded to earlier as your USP, your unique selling point. Yeah, this is where you have a chance to use your voice and your character and engage with your audience in a way that really lets them know who you are and what you're about. Another thing is, and we'll go back through this in a little bit, but up where it says logo here, that's where you can import your own logo and branding. So if you do that and it actually says your business name in it already, that's where you might not need to repeat your business name over here in the header. So this is a CTA, call to action button. You want to put something there that people can click on that will take them directly to where you want to lead them. Here is the sign up form. You put something a little here that lets people know why they should sign up, what they're getting, if you have a name for it. But basically you want to get their name and email address, because this is going to really help you build your audience and grow your email list, which will tie into your email marketing, marketing automation, and other things that you can do within GetResponse. Again, CTA here, that'll actually get them signed up. So this, I started to do a little bit of a photo gallery, you know, since it's about brewing, just add water. Use your own voice, you know, be creative, but make it relatable. And then here, just put a little bit of something about what the fake business would be. And this would just take us directly to the About Us page, which you can see linked down here and also linked up here. And Here are those social media icons. So, and then if you were going on, you connect your domain, but now I'm just going to save and exit. Always save and exit. And we're going to go back to websites right here. We're inside the website builder dashboard and create website. Okay, so you've got a few options here. You can use a ready-made template. We have tons of professionally designed templates suited to basically every industry, every business, whoever you are. So you can just browse through all of them if you want. The really, really cool thing though with our website builder is our AI-powered wizard. And that's what we're going to be using today. Soon we're going to have the chance that you can import your own website. If you already have one and you want to enhance it, you want to beef it up a little bit, make it even cooler, you can do that through our website creator as well. But right now we're going on to the AI-powered builder. As I mentioned, all you have to do is answer 2 questions and this thing is going to start making a website just for you. So let's go through what I went through earlier. So let's say our business is coffee, and there you go, coffee and tea. You can also go with other. And what kind of website? As you can see, you can build tons of different kinds of websites here. For this one today, we're just making a business site. So I'm going to click on that. Business, there you go. Next step. And so it gives you a few recommendations of features that you could have on your website, which is super cool because when you're starting out, maybe you don't know what your website needs. Maybe you see all these features available and you think, oh my gosh, I have to spend time doing all of these. No, you really don't, because you only need the things that you need. So here, as you can see, they're in color. If I click one, it's in black and white grayscale, and that means it won't be included, but we want a contact form. We want a photo gallery. We want a sign up form. I'm actually going to deselect list because I don't think I'm going to need it for this style of business and what I want to do. And then the other thing is cool is they have other options here for you to pick from. If you have some really cool videos, you can add it. Cookie banner, always great, as we alluded to. You want to be as transparent as possible. Give people a chance to know what's going on, opt in, opt out. I'm going to add chat as well. That's something that you can incorporate through GetResponse, and you can have a chat feature right on your website, which is super cool. And then the other thing I'm going to add in is testimonial, because when people vouch for you, that's really, really strong. As you know, when you see great reviews or a great quote on a site, it lends some credibility and trustworthiness. So I'm going to add these 3 along with the 3 up here. They're all in color, so we know it's going to be there. And don't worry about everything right now, because once we actually create the website, you're going to be able to customize it, add anything that you want at any point in time as well. So next step, we get to pick our color scheme. And as I mentioned, when I was showing you the logo and branding earlier, you can upload your own logo. I don't have a business, so I don't have a logo right now. And if you already have a website, color scheme, branding, you can actually incorporate that right here by entering in the URL. And it's the AI Wizard is going to take that into consideration when building your site. So as we're going with coffee right now and tea, you can see we've got some really cool color schemes here. Let's go with Inspire and see what that looks like. And don't look at that, but it's not real. It's just if you have real company details, your address, everything else, that's where you're gonna add it in right there. We're gonna skip that because, as I mentioned, I don't have a store or a brand or anything right now. Look how fast that happened. That's amazing. So you get a few designs here to pick from. And the cool thing is you can go right here, full site preview, and look at that. You can see exactly what this is going to look like right away. You can browse through it, see, does this match kind of what you had in mind, kind of match your vibe? If you want, use this design. If not, exit out. And let's just look at another one for fun. Full site preview. Yeah, this one's cool as well. To be honest, I liked the other one, so I'm gonna go to this one and use this design. And boom, there we go. It's already there. And so right now, I'm just gonna take you through the home page. As you can see, there are other pages you can build so you can have a full and complete website. like contact page where you'd put your address, your email, your phone number, any other way that people can get in touch with you, testimonials, photo gallery, maybe a menu. And if you did want to edit those things, up here where it says home, there's a drop down and you would just go to those pages and be able to edit them. Other cool thing is there's always an undo, redo button up here. There's a handy save button as well. So what we're gonna do right now is, add your title. As you can see, it pulls up, it gives you some options of what kind of font you wanna use, everything. Let's go with kind of what I had earlier. Let's just say Brew Room, yeah. And if for some reason you don't really like what's going on with that font, for me, I always like a serif font. It's just a personal thing. So I'm gonna go with Georgia. And as you can see, it changed right away. Font color is in black, background is in white. I'm a little silly, so I'm actually gonna go with no background on that one. Yeah. So, but as you can tell, that's one thing you have to play with is now that font in black is hard to read. So I'm gonna make it red because I like red. It's just something I want to do. I get to personalize it however I want. That doesn't show up as well either. So let's go back and actually add in that background again. And there we go. So as it tells you right now, you're going to use this space to elaborate on your headline and connect with your visitors. I didn't write that. The AI put that in there. It gives you instructions, which is super cool. It's super easy to follow. The other thing is, whoops. And if you swipe backwards, sometimes you go back and you just swipe forward again and it comes right on back forward. That's just something I have in my own personal browser. The cool thing is if you like this background image, you leave it there. If you don't, you can actually click on it and this image is here. You can replace it. Let's say you have your own photo, you'd have it under your files. But using GetResponse, you have access to a plethora of free photos through Unsplash. I'm gonna just type in coffee. We've got some cool photos that pull up right away. Ooh. All right, I really like some of these. Just for fun, we're gonna use this coffee bean one. Look at that, it changed right away and it's there. I mean, obviously you can do a video. I wouldn't put a video behind your headline, you know, it's not something you really want. When I went back, I hadn't saved. Always save, don't forget that. Boom. So the other thing is this call to action button. So let's just say, let's see, view brews. So that way they know what they're gonna do. They're gonna see all of our types of brews that we have there. And you can link it to an external page if you have it, or if you want, link it into the current website, right? And then you see page right here. You can link it to where do you want them to go. For me, I would want them to go to my food menu. I'm probably gonna rename food menu, but I'm not gonna do that right now, but I would name it to like coffee and tea offerings, something like that. But now, and then it can open up in a new tab, which means when they click that CTA, it's just gonna, as it says, open a new tab. Or if you want them to just keep navigating through your site on the same page, that means it would just take them forward and then they would navigate from there. You can change your style of your button and we have like lots of different things to pick from, which are super cool. This is the one that I had on that other page. I don't know, I kind of like it. And then you can change what it looks like too. Sharp, soft, round. I like the soft one here actually. We go with round a lot. I think it's really cool, and once again, save. Dun, 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 dun. Here, this is where you'd have your sign up form. Again, you can add a photo into the background. You see this plus here to add elements. This is the drag and drop that I was telling you about. Anytime you want to add something in there, you can. So let's say I wanted to add an image. I can just look at that. And then we're going to have an image there. Let's do this one. And boom, it's there. I'm not going to really go through and resize stuff. As I said, this isn't a total tutorial. That's an easy one to say. But I just kind of want to show you what you can do. What are some of the capabilities? So here again, you'd say like, what is this going to be? So let me close that out. Sorry, y'all. And, if you add something and you don't want it there, you can just go through and delete it. Boom. Trash can right there. See it? And boom. Boom. Nothing like a little troubleshooting in real time. But as you can see, when something is customizable, you really have the power to add and remove anything you want. So right here, I would call this let's say mug club, haha. And you would let people know, what are they signing up for? What are you going to get? So sign up for exclusive discounts and special offers. You'd obviously write something really great there, something a little bit engaging, and give people an idea of what they're going to be getting just by signing up. And so one thing that's always incentivizing is people think they're going to get coupons for stuff they already want to buy from you. They're going to give you their name and email. And then again, you have another CTA. I like to make my CTAs usually pretty uniform. Obviously, you can make it whatever you want right there. So, here we have different fields that you can add, name, email. If you want more information, you can do that. You can add consent fields, which is super cool. You can change the type of design, the label, the field, the button. Look at that. I just went right into button and pick that same button, and I've already got it. It adds consistency. It adds branding. So down here, really cool. You can add some photos. You can go with the stock photos if it's just going to show kind of a sampling of what you have. And here you could even say organic teas, right? And then you could tell people about the types of teas that you have right here. This could be fair trade coffee. And then you would tell people about that. Again, if you wanted to add something, remove something, you have the capability. So one thing we're going to do is add social media button in just a minute. I just want to show you. This is kind of where on that other page I had the About Us. I think it's always cool to have a little introduction to your About Us on the home page, just because it starts to tell your story and it gets people to want to explore you and your site a bit more. So as you can see, there's already a Facebook and a Twitter icon down here, which the AI wizard added in for us, which is super cool. And as you can see, you can make it so when someone clicks these links, it takes them to a page to follow you or to share. And unless you're having an article that you want to get shared on social media, usually you want them to just follow you. You'd put in your URL to your Facebook, Twitter, whatever there. Let's say you have an Instagram. Look at this. Add Instagram. It's already there. Add more platforms if you want. The types of icons, if you wanted that style, you can do vertical, horizontal. You have so many ways to customize this. And that's where it's cool to really look at different, and as you can see, it added all three of them there. I could resize this if I want. Okay. I'm not going to mess with that right now, actually. And what did I want to do? Okay, so you have a call to action up here. I am going to remove that one because I don't really want that element there. But that's where I'm going to add my social media. There we go. Take this away. I'm going to resize that. So it's a little bit like that. And there you go. And now my social media icons are there. How cool is that? And if maybe you want to add just a little bit of space there. So see spacer, you can take it and look at that. And you can make that space as big or as small as you want. It's nice to have what we call white space, which is where these icons aren't going directly onto my photo. White space really opens something up and gives it some breathability. And now all my social media icons are there. So right away, people can connect with me if they want to, which creates this loop that we were talking about earlier. And so that's pretty much it for right now that we're going to go through. As I mentioned, again, these manage pages. So this is all the different ones you can have. Let's say, see, you can have privacy policy. It's not there right now. It's hidden. Terms of service, it's hidden. If you wanted to unhide it, you can. And let's say, okay, registration page. Let's say I don't want that one. See? But we do want that, so. And you can add more pages down here. Food menu, we totally want that. About, offer. But you can see, you can delete them, you can duplicate them, you can hide them. So much you can do there. global design. And so if we wanted to, and what did I say earlier? Save. So we're going to go to our home page. There it is. Save and exit. And other thing, really fast, you have this preview button up here. Look at that. That fast, you can look exactly what it's going to look like online. Desktop and mobile. And we automatically mobile optimize most everything, but you're always going to want to look at things and make sure that it is mobile optimized and that's going to look good on a phone, because as we know, a lot of people are looking at websites and scrolling on their phones these days. But now you can see it looks great on both. Take away my preview. If you want, you can connect your domain. That's another tale for another day. I'm going to save and exit, and we're all done. All right, y'all. Thanks. Really appreciate you. Check out our other resources and our blog for more information, and stay tuned for the next episode.